So, hello everyone. My name is Yasmin. I'm 21 years old and I work as a teacher. Today I'm here to guide this conversation. We will talk about 7 deadly signs of speaking. So, just to explain more about TNT is a platform where we come to communicate in English, Spanish, French, Italian, and it's a place where we can make mistakes because we will learn with this. So, Breno, could you introduce yourself for us?
Hello, everyone. Thanks for having me here. So it's not my first time, but I think it's my first time with Yasmin. And yes, I've been studying English for about 4 years, and I love to learn new languages as far as just know English a little bit more than other languages, but I like Spanish as well. And hopefully I can learn some German someday, probably if I have time or if I keep motivated. Yes, I'm married. I I'm 30 years old. I'm not sure if I told you that. And I know how to swim. I'm not a swimmer. I like sports. I like to run, and I swim since I was like 3 to 4 years. It was funny because my parents just put me in the lakes, just let me have fun in the lakes, and they just don't care that much about if I'm not, if I was safe or not. They just stayed to watch me get along with the water. So that's the way I learned how to swim, and I think it's a good lesson for everybody in other areas of life. You just get immersed on the new, you just get exposed to the new challenge, and you know how to deal with it, and you get used to it. So it's the message, and I think that's it for now. Thank you.
Yeah, very good what you said. I think like I don't know how to swim, and it's my mother's fault, because she put a lot of fear. So I think your parents did a great job. So, and you, Andresa?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Inglês. It's my first time with Yasmin too. I'm 22 years old. I live in São Paulo. I start learning English just for fun. Like I want a new hobby. Then I will try to learn English. I have been 2 years. I don't know how soon to. My father know how, but he never teach me how. So I don't know. I love all of kind of sports too. I like to ride bike. I like the feeling of like riding bike and feeling the weather, the view, the people. I think that's it. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you so much. Thanks for sharing. And what about you, Ayla?
Hello guys, good morning. It's a pleasure to be here again to talk to you. My name is Ayla. I live in Belém. I'm 46. I'm married, and I took a few days go on vacation of my work, but I'm just in home, so I enjoy to study a little more English, and so on my free time I like to travel, and I like to take my little dog for a walk, and I like to to think by myself about my life, and yeah, that's it. Thank you,
Very
Jack.
good. Thank you so much, Ayla. And what about you, Marta?
My name is Marta. I'm 39 years old. I live in Belo Horizonte. I'm married. I have 2 kids. Now I am in Varginha city. Varginha is a city where my husband was born. We have a house here. I love to ride a bicycle. I love to swim, and I am a musician. I have graduated in music. I play the violin.
Very good. Thank you so much. So here we have two people that really knows how to swim. So that's nice. So let's start our conversation about speaking. The first question is, do you like gossip? When is it okay to gossip or not? Marta, let's start with you.
I like gossips, but I don't like when someone gossips about me. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I feel you. Like for me, it's the same thing. I like to know about the others, but I don't like that people know about my life. But I'm the kind of person that I just get information and I don't spread. So, and I don't know, I think it is okay to gossip when it's not something that maybe will hurt the person. So, and what about you, Ayla?
Yeah, I think it's gossip only is good when it is know about my life, and so in fact, I don't like gossip because I think uh, there will be bad consequences about gossip sometimes, especially at work environment, or I don't know, school environment, college. I I I don't think it's a good. It's a good thing to 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 do or to share, because it's probably the consequence is bad. But I think uh, I would say a little gossip about when we talk about the uh, artist artists' lives, you know. So I think it's fun, but uh, in the real lives, I don't think so.
Yeah, yeah. I think what you said about like depends on the environment too, because at work it could be like a bad thing to do. You can lose your job maybe. So yeah, I think we need to pay attention in these two. And what about you, Andressa?
I don't like gossip very much, but sometimes I think it's okay. Like in college, I live in a house that like has a lot of houses in the same space. Then always someone was moving to there. Me and my friend like gossiping about, oh, who she is, what she does, like this type of gossiping, like to discover, I think it's okay.
Yeah, like I don't think that it's a gossip. Maybe it's just information, you know. Yeah. But what about you, Breno?
Yeah, I was wondering about what you guys were talking, and it's delicate because I think there is a difference between gossiping alone and a person that likes to gossip like every day, every week, you know, when someone is addicted to gossip. So I think that gossip alone is not, it could not be a problem because we are daily talking about things that happens and it involves someone else sometimes. But when you are talking about someone else consciously, but in a bad way, so that's not good. And if I have a chance to avoid it, I will do, because I know that it's not good for me, myself, and for my mental health as well. Because as soon as you heard something bad about other people, you get more like in alert, and you sometimes you feel like you have to avoid that person because of something that you heard from, you know, others about that person, and you don't even know if that's true or not. It might be false, but you just assume for yourself that that thing that you heard from someone else is true. So it's a really hard situation. But answering the question in general, I would say that I like it, but if I have a chance, I avoid it. But I like him. I'm not gonna lie. It's, you know, it's good for our ears. We feel like we feel good when we know about something that is happening, you know. But if I can avoid it, I certainly do, because I know that it might have consequences, as Ayla said. So yes, I would say that.
Yeah, very good. Maybe some informations about people bring us like some negative things, you know, negative
Yeah,
feelings
mostly.
too. Yeah, so, and I think like the way that we see the person totally changes because of this. Like sometimes my mother wants to share with me things about like her friends because she is angry at them, and I always say, yo, don't share with me because I will be angry with them and you will return to talk. So don't share with me. So let's go to the next one that it's related to this. Do you judge people for what? And do you do the same with yourself? Andressa, let's start with you.
Judge, I think when a person lied to me, and then I discover, like I judge it, because I think it's better to be honest, because we can like talk and try to solve the problem. And when you lie, like I may not trust you again because of this. The other question, can you repeat this?
Yeah, the other is if you do the same with yourself, like if you judge yourself.
Yes, I think I did myself. True. At the same thing, like sometimes you think, oh, I'll just like tell this little lie now, and after I can solve this, but like this is just making yourself in a trouble, and then maybe you can like do nothing to solve this. So yes, I think I did myself.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, I think I judge myself more than I judge others.
Yes.
But Like I judge others for the things that I will not be able to do. So, and what about you, Marta?
Um, I don't judge people, but I try to give I try to criticize. I think different because I try to give advances for people, but just with my family. Other people I try don't judge anybody, and I judge myself every time because I want to be my best every day.
Yeah, really nice what you said. Like you you criticize because you say what is wrong, but you give some tips how the person could be better, right? Very good.
Yes, exactly.
And what about you, Breno?
I would say yes. I do judge people sometimes because it's hard to, especially on internet. I would say that I judge people more in internet than in person because uh, the relationships are different virtually than in person. So mostly famous people and bloggers, vloggers, people that are always showing themselves online, and you are just, for example, watching some Instagram reels, and you are looking for a video, and then you just got a first impression about that person. For example, you say that that person is just trying to be impressive, or she's dancing like that and trying to be famous, for example, you know what I mean? So that's the kind of judgment I do, because it's just first impressions, and I know that first impressions are not um, trusted, are not trustful. um, and yeah, I have to stay away more from social media to be a better person because of that. But in the daily life, like in the relationships, like in person, I always give the chance of knowing that people better, and to hear more about what that person has to tell me, so I can know them better, because in internet, when you are just walking around and wondering, you don't have a chance to know that person. You just seeing a photo or a video, and you just get your first impressions on your head. So, and yeah, and about me, yes, I'm really hard with myself, and sometimes I need people to good people around to tell me that I'm approaching and having um, and becoming a better person, like, for example, in idioms or English, I need to hear from someone else that I'm doing great, because sometimes I'm more uh, I just look more to the bad side instead of the good side. I just look more at my mistakes and my issues than the positive ways.
Yeah, really nice. And I think this is something that the most part of people do, that we just look for our mistakes, but we didn't see like how many great things we achieved. So this is really nice when we can notice. And what about you, Ayla? Do you judge people for what?
Yeah, unfortunately, I sometimes I judge people, but I think I do that especially when people do or say something and I don't like it. As Ben said, especially on social media, when I read about something. But I I feel I don't feel good. I don't feel good when I do that because sometimes I think as well. I don't know what is happening people's lives, and I think sometimes we judge, but we don't we don't know what happened in someone's life, and I think it's about it's also about empathy as well because I think if I had in that situation, what are you what are you to do? Maybe I would do the same the same what are people I judge, and so yeah, I think it's complicated sometimes, but I to be honest, I judge, especially when I feel angry about something, and it's difficult. And about judging myself, I think all the time I, I judge myself, and I think I'm very strict sometimes about myself when I make mistakes, and I think it's no good as well, and I think it's important to be a balance about this because making mistakes, I think it's part of our life, and but even though I I still judge myself a lot. I think, yeah.
Really good. Thanks for sharing, Ayla. And so let's go to the next one. Do you consider yourself a negative or positive person? And if negative, what can you do to become less? I don't consider myself like so negative. I think I'm more like realistic, but I just can see like advantages from being negative because you are expecting nothing and the things happen, you know. So sometimes I think I'm more negative than positive. And what about you, Marta?
I consider myself a positive person.
And how do you deal with these? Like someone maybe feel that you are so positive that bothers someone.
Well, I'm not so positive, but I try to be positive. So I don't show my feelings. I think I am positive with myself.
Yeah, very good. That's great. So do you think that you achieve more things being positive than negative?
Yes, for sure. I think we
Very
have
good.
to be positive every day and for life, we achieve more good things being positive.
And you, Andressa?
I think I am positive, like with other people. Like I try to be positive for them. But when it's with me, I think I'm more like realistic. Or like if I was expecting something, I try to like calm down. Don't expect so much because like I don't want to be disappointed. But I try to be positive. Like sometimes you can, but it's something I try because I think if you like think positive, uh, I think sometimes like um, you be positive too. If you expect like just the bad things, I think it's hard to be happy with the things that happen in your life.
Yeah, very good. I think like we can see that we just judge more ourselves and we are just like wishing positive things for people, but we needed to do this for ourselves. So when do you, Ayla?
Uh, so, in my case, I think it depends the situation, depends my mood and the day. But I think I'm aware, well, I don't know, realistic person, you know, and I I don't know the difference about the realistic and negative person, but I think sometimes I feel more negative person because I uh, realistic person a lot, and but I think I know it's important to be positive, but positive without I uh, without to be positive, but keep your feet on the ground. You know, yeah, I think it's important to be a balance because when we are a lot positive, I don't know, maybe you 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 would be a dreamy a lot and it's no good. And when we are negative a lot, it's no good as well because you you can you can you might lost some opportunity because you don't believe it's possible uh, to get a risk for your life, you know. So I think it depends on, but I've been trying to be more positive and because I think it's no good as well to be negative. I think I think people don't like it when you talk about your friends and someone all the time to be negative, and just to see the bad thing. I think it's no good. So I think it's important to be a balance about this.
Yeah, very good what what you said, and we have something that we call like toxic positivity. And like I know some people that for them it's everything always good, and if you like broke your arm, this person will tell, oh, thank God that you just broke your arm and you didn't broke your legs. But this is bad too, you know. So the person is always seeing the good in bad things. So, and what about you, Breno?
That's funny because I just met a person. I not just met, but I met a person like years ago that she was like the exactly how you were saying, Yasmin. He was like she got this mindset that means that you have no reason or you should not say something negative even if you are going through a really hard time. For example, it's like it could brings she said that it could brings negative energy, you know. So you should never say something that it's negative because it should bring more negativity to your life. So you have to be careful because of that. So of course I didn't agree with her, but I respect. But yeah, I try to be positive, and I would say that I'm a really positive person, really, really positive, because everything that I achieved in my life was because I was positive. For example, when I started my career, like a trainee, when I got my first job, my second job, and my current job today, it was because I was positive, almost like a dreamer. But yeah, I have to do that because it makes me feel good, you know. You need to know yourself and see what is good for you and how you be feel you makes you feel better. So being positive, being having this positive mental attitude helped me a lot to achieve my goals, and it still helped me.
Yeah, very good. Very good.
Still
So,
helps me.
yeah. So to be positive can help us a lot. I totally agree with what you and Martha said. So I will skip to the question number 6. And let's start with you, Ayla. Do you listen to people when they are complaining? Is it easy for you to listen to?
I I don't like complaining a lot. I I think it's no good, and because I believe when I just complain, I I I I can't solve my problems, and I think it's no helping me nothing. And about the people, uh, I think when people are complaining to to me about their lives, so I listen, but I don't like it. But I try to, when I can, I try to give it some advice to uh, to the to people, and I try to remember that it's it's no good, because I agree about the energy when we say when we say something. I think it's I don't know how I explain about this, but I believe there is a energy And when I complain and just I complain a lot, it bring bad things for my life. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, you
You
attract.
understand me?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't like it. And when I feel I do that, I stopped. I because I remember about this, and I don't like how I don't like to listen the companions or the other person. I don't like complain about my life to someone, you know. And but I listen because sometimes, especially when your friends, your I don't know, someone, uh, your family, and he or she is feeling down, and it's important to listen to try to help them. But I try to remember that it's complaint. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. No, it doesn't help you. Nothing. It's bad. So yeah.
Very good. Yeah, if you complain about your life, the other person will feel free to complain about their lives with you too. So, and what about you, Marta?
How can I say? It's difficult for me to listen people complain, but when I have time, I listen to because I think it's important for the person to speak about their feelings, and I try to give advances, but uh, it's difficult for me to listen someone complain. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I'm like you. Like it's difficult to listen because I get the bad feelings for myself, like a sponge, you know, the person say bad things and I will feel bad for them. So I feel you. And what about you, Andressa?
I think I'm a good listener, so I try to listen what other people are talking or complain. Like if it's a friend, like I think it's okay to me to like be with her and listen to her or he complains for 1 hour or two, and then we try to like, oh, you advise them to do something, like, oh, you have to do this to you feel better. But I don't like complain to other people, so I'm decided to like hold my complaints to myself and let it go and like like I don't no complain too much. I think I complain like, oh, the weather is hot today, you know, like these things, you know, just to have something to complain, but not like serious talk. Like I decide to hold it, and not talk about.
Yeah, like these things that we can complain just to start a conversation, yeah, about the weather or how the price of the things are so high. Yeah. Very good. And what about you, Breno? Do you listen to the others complaining?
Yes, I think, as Marta said, it is important to listen to others because it's good for them. and sometimes we don't have to be so, you know, selfish. But it's not always the same experience, so you have to be careful about who you are talking about with, actually, because sometimes people get advantage on you because you are there, available and willing to help. And then those people, sometimes they have mental health problems, and you have to be careful, because if not, if you don't be careful, the other hand will be like sinked, you know, like a pool full of water that just sinked. It's the same with you, so you have to be careful with that. And I complain a lot about waiting, because what do you complain about? Yeah, I complain a lot about waiting because sometimes I'm anxious, and yes, I don't like to wait. I think it's a problem from our generation, you know. People nowadays they are so too much exposed to social media and films, website, TV shows, and everything that they can have on hand, and then it's just like this distance from what they want. So they lost the capacity to wait, you know. So I think it's a reality from our days, but you have to know how to deal with it, and to be more patient and to wait. I assume I know that I have to learn how to wait, and hopefully I will be better on it as soon as I can.
Yeah, very good. Thanks for sharing. And I couldn't agree more. So welcome back, guys. How was the conversation?
Too fast.
Too fast, yeah. So, Leo, how was the conversation for you?
For me, so good. I enjoying so much. It was almost a therapy session. I believe I was true, all right, with my feelings that I believe and I thinking. It's difficult, all right. It's really difficult. Inclusive, Brew was saying that feeling is so is inside or deep inside, all right. And inclusive get into the question, get to make that question about yourself. It's difficult, right? Reach out. So inclusive comprehension yourself. It's very, very difficult, but not impossible. And when you reach out, finally, you feeling so good and living a good, it's better and happy.
Very good. Thank you so much for sharing. So the conversation was deeper than I thought. So, and Vanessa, I have a question for you. Are you good at excuses?
Sorry, are you good?
At excuses.
Excuses, em qual sentido? Sorry.
Excuses like desculpas.
Yes, I avoid to fight and to have discussions with my friends, with others. In my life, it's hard to need to apologize other person, other people, because I consider I have a good relationship with people. That's it. It's hard to have a sorry or apologize for each other people.
Very good. Very good. And you, Bru?
Oh, sorry. I don't know if Vanessa was going to add something. No? Okay. Well, I have always had restricted parents. My parents are really overprotective, so I always needed to find good excuses to give to my friends. When I couldn't go out, I needed to tell them, Lola, today I can't because my mom didn't allow me. And this excuse wasn't always the best one, so I needed to tell white lies, and I'm pretty good at giving excuses. Yes, I would say yes because of it. I learned how to do this.
Yeah, very good. And what about you, Ricardo? Are you good at excuses?
Well, I think it's not exactly. I think is say no. It's a kind of ability, a very good ability. Say no sometimes is a magical word. I think is sometimes you have you are under the pressure, and it's necessary you say no, but at the same time it's difficult to say no for friends, for family, for your boss. So I think it's necessary you have the balance is the word, exact word in this situation. So sometimes you tell about excuse. So I think is sometimes you tell excuse just to agradar the other person. So I think is necessary you have balance, because sometimes you have to do some attitudes, and this attitude is sometimes is not it was agree for every other people. So
Very good, very good. I totally agree. Sometimes we just want